3 NBA games, 3 NHL games, a ton of baseball. You're watching the best betting show ever. I'm Lawrence Presman. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Art DeCesar joining us. Same as always, Joe Ranieri with us as well. I have a 5% play in the NBA. My 5th of the year. I'm perfect in them so far. We'll get to it a little later. The one-woman guy. Are you getting any extra action out of this? Are we helping at all?
I hope so.
I'm just getting a lot of guys in the comments section saying, hey, OWG. You know, I mean.
I love it.
That's about all I'm getting, Prez.
All I'm getting is the guys commenting right now.
Yep. The old OWG.
I absolutely love it. That is fantastic here. All right, Art, so you've got to tell us here. We did have some interesting results across the board last night, not only NBA, but NHL as well. I guess some teams just refuse to go away, like Edmonton, for instance. We saw a $3 underdog, lose last night there, win rather, with Miami over the Dodgers. So I'm going to go out on a limb and think the books did a pretty good job last night.
Yeah, we definitely got back to our winning ways. Dodgers losing outright, Celtics losing outright, Buffalo losing outright in the NHL was good. The game staying under in the Edmonton game was good. You know, they didn't want to score in the third period, so you got a 4-1 final. Really good results for us.
Yeah. Not going to lie here, Art. I got to believe
that.
I know where you are.
I'm still going on. Hi! I'm still going on. I'm a little bit geschmoodled today. What can I tell you, man? What can I tell you? I don't have a clue what Art just said. I don't even know what we were talking about. Bring it down, Prez.
Yes.
Bring it down.
To recap, Prez, he was saying how much money the books made yesterday because all the favorites lost. The Dodgers, the Celtics, the Buffalo Sabres, the under in Edmonton. All of the favorite plays of the public got crushed last night.
Yeah. But I won. Did you, Joe?
I did. No, I did not in the NBA.
Well,
I did
sorry
not.
to hear that.
Yeah.
I had a 2-in-1 night, lost my baseball play, but I won my NHL play on the over in Minnesota and Dallas.
Sweat shop.
And the Knicks were easy, though. That one was easy. Oof. The Knicks looked good last night. Finally laid the smackdown on a team.
Yep.
All right, let's get to some sharp bets for today. Let's start with some NBA. We got 3 games in play. Wow! And my birthday's in May. Might as well throw that in for a quad rhymer. Art?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Pistons
done,
minus
done
9, now 10.
I'm done rhyming.
Prez, you are on one, and I love it. Obviously, the Pistons are going to be very popular today. They've gone up to 10. Of course, they're going to be popular in the money line parlays. I think the interesting thing is this Cavs total. You know, there was a big over adjustment after game 4, where they basically played a 90s NBA game with a final of 93-89. You know, game 4, I want to say the total closed 219 and a half. We reopened at 216. The market was pretty much there. They've bet that up now to 217 and a half. So clearly there was a adjustment from game 4, but it's probably an over adjustment because, you know, it was just one of those games in game 4.
Oh, they set basketball back 100 years.
They did.
That was shit for 90s basketball. That was, at least in the 90s, you were getting mugged. Like, you know, guys were taking dudes out. Like it was like you were hand checking. I've never seen so many air balls in one game in my life. That was so disgusting. I can't even. There has been some awful basketball across the board here. Absolutely in the postseason. But you've got a couple I'm wondering, are the Lakers still your public favorite tonight there, Art, of the board? Is it still going to be Lakers close them out? Reeves is actually supposed to be back. I think that's the biggest move we've seen here so far, no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Lakers are going to be very public. You know, the problem with that series has been, Joe, people don't know how to bet it because of Durant.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
so
I
true.
guess now you
Yeah.
just clearly, all these games, he's been ruled out. He plays game 2. He doesn't play. It's just like impossible for people to want to get involved. It screws up all the Rockets player prop stuff.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just been really hard. Like, I want to say the last game, once the Durant stuff we were so uncertain about, we just kept the Rockets player prop stuff off the board. They just said, forget it. No Rockets player props. You could bet the Laker player props. We're not going to deal with this Rocket stuff. So I think people have almost been turned off to that series. But listen, anytime the Lakers play, I always say that it doesn't matter who they play, whatever the situation may be, whoever's on their roster, no matter what injuries they're dealing with, you're going to get paid Laker money. There's no doubt about it.
Mm.
There we go. Kevin Durant. Well, what can I tell you? Let's get into some NHL. Any line moves there? Tampa Bay minus 170. It's held. Well, it looks like we got money coming in on Montreal. It's down to 160 at some places. Philadelphia to close out minus 120 hasn't moved. And Vegas not moving much either. The totals are all staying the same. Are you getting even money across the board here?
Yeah, Press, we had talked about this yesterday where these NHL sides have been pretty tight. There's barely any movement. I would say the only thing, as you mentioned right off the bat, was we took money on the Canadians at plus 155. We're now plus 150 on the Canadians. So that's a small move. You're talking a 5-cent move there. We're also dealing really tight splits on our NHL playoffs. So sometimes people just look and say, hey, we have the best price on the dog. So they come and take the dog with us. So that's why you saw a little bit of Canadian money.
What are you seeing, Art, in the NHL here when we start getting to these closeout games now in round 1? I mean, the thought process is, listen, if Pittsburgh is down in the third, we're pulling the goalie with 10 minutes left here. I mean, what do you got to lose, right? So do you tend to see more over money? Because, we started with a lot of 6.5s in the early games, and now we're starting to see the later it gets in the series, the lower these totals are getting. And you mentioned the Oilers last night. I mean, 4-1. Nice to see somebody played some defense in that game. But what's the trend this late in round 1 right now?
You're absolutely right, Joe. The totals get a lot tighter. The unders seem to come in a little bit more. I mean, that Oilers series, you're 3-1-1 to the over. Obviously you pushed on one. The first 3 games went over. And then last night, with a 7 out there, you needed 2 goals just to push, and it didn't even happen. So I think what happens too is you see going into the third period, you see some in-game stuff where depending on who's winning, hey, maybe we can look to bet the over now. And because like you mentioned, they might pull the goalie with 8 minutes left. There could be, the Ducks last night pulled the goalies with like 5 or 6 minutes left. Clearly it wasn't, it wasn't an elimination game for them, and nobody scored. So, that's just, that's what happens in that. But you do see that with the in-game. I think that's where people look to attack it.
And I got 2 empty netters last night to take me on over. One by Dallas. They pulled the goalie and scored to make it 3-2. And then I got an empty netter by Minnesota to take it over. And those empty netters are impossible to handicap. I mean, look at the Pittsburgh game
right. You can't.
Before that, right? You had Crosby die. Almost got 2 of them and missed. It's
so
really
what do you
tough
do,
to
guys, with
handicap
3 games tonight? The grand salami is 17.5 goals, Art. 17.5 in 3. I mean. So what do we got to get? We got to get 5.5 goals, 6.5 goals, 6 goals a game. Is that basically what we've got to do?
A game.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of people bet those?
Not really. Not really. That's
I would take the under on that tonight.
I would look at the under too, right?
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I feel like Montreal is going to be 2-1. Like, yeah.
I mean,
that's an under.
Yeah. What do you like in that Montreal game? That's the sexiest series so far.
It is. It's a great series. We'll continue to say you and I both loved Montreal before the series. I bet Montreal plus 220 to win the series. I still think they can win the series. For some reason, I do think the Lightning win tonight. I think we're going 7. And, you take your chances in a game 7.
Yeah, that you are. Joe? That's for sure. All right, so we've got a ton of day baseball here today, Art, as well. What have the sharp bets been pointing to? Which one of these games?
3 sharp sides in Major League Baseball tonight. They took the Cardinals, they took the Brewers, and they took the Orioles.
Guys,
really?
Before the Orioles. I'm going to the Blue Jay game today. It's my dad's 82nd birthday today.
Oh.
I got 3rd row seats behind the back catcher. Shout out to my dad. One of the coolest cats you'll ever meet in your life. In all seriousness, my dad, he speaks like 13 languages. He does accents. He is a comedian. My dad is incredible. So shout out to my dad. I'm taking you to the game. We'll see you in a few hours. Guys, you see what happened in Buffalo last night? The microphone goes out and the American crowd sings the Canadian national anthem. That was really impressive, but I think they really missed the story. The story isn't how much they love Canada. The story is how great Americans are.
I can assure you,
so beautiful.
If that game, all right, was not in Buffalo, nobody would have been chiming in on the Canadian national anthem. The only reason that happened is because half those people in that game were Canadian. That's it.
So
the only reason.
True.
If that's in Detroit, and you're going to hear crickets, like, wait, is she singing?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? No. Not happening. Unreal.
So true. So true. Parlay of the day, boys. I'll go first. I like the Lightning tonight, Art. I think they get it done. We're going to take them at -170. That's where we're going. I think they were dominant the second half of the game, last game. And I think, their veteran leadership. Look, this team has won 1 home playoff game in their last 12. So I would suggest that that's going to turn around as well. So I like Tampa Bay. What do you got?
I'm going to go against my Yankees. They're pitching a rookie today. Rodriguez, he's getting his first start. Nathan Eovaldi's pitching for Texas. Texas needs to get back on track here. You get about even money, maybe even find some plus money out there. Give me the Rangers.
Well, Joe? I am all about if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I have absolutely no idea why we shouldn't once again bet the Philadelphia Phillies with their ace on the mound and Sanchez at 136, 137 right now, Art. If it ain't broke, I ain't listen, San Francisco got 2 hits against a lefty and Luzardo last night. What in the hell are they going to get against Sanchez here tonight, Art? What am I missing? I don't get it. I'll take the Phillies to rattle off some wins now after firing their manager. And they got a pretty good Yankee in the dugout, which will help them win some games here.
Yeah. There's so much going on in the Slack channel still. It's crazy. Go away, people. Okay. So, predictive markets. You hanging? One?
I'm hanging.
OWG? Oh, somebody called you OWG
yes,
in the chat
That's what
yesterday.
I said.
And
That's
I
what
was
I said.
I didn't even know what he was referring to. I was trying to figure it out, dude. I was like, OWG.
There it is. That's all I'm getting.
The comments.
From guys.
Carmine just bought me an incredible gift. I got to show it to you guys on Friday. It's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. Anyway, I'm not here tomorrow, so it's just the two of you. Joe, predictive markets. Let's get going.
Okay, guys. Well, we looked at it yesterday, Prez, with Anaheim and Edmonton. You said back Edmonton, you liked them. Well, they won last night, Prez. And you can still have an opportunity to get them at 33 cents right now. I mean, Anaheim 67. What are we thinking, Prez? Are we doubling down? If you didn't get it yesterday, get it today?
Why, yes, we are, Joe.
Interesting.
Look, Edmonton has been in this spot before. They were in this spot last year against the LA Kings. They were able to make
Good
a
point.
comeback. They got to go win one game. They finally figured out some goaltending. And I don't think the team has played at its best hockey yet. So, yeah, I think that Edmonton wins game 6. Likely will be a client play. Haven't figured it out yet. And I think 33% is a good buy. Give me some Oilers, please. What do you think, Art?
Buffalo, Anaheim, and Philadelphia, all with 3-1 leads. One of them, if not two, I think will probably blow their series.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have to look at Anaheim, and I still believe in Buffalo. So I think you even have to look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh now has all the momentum back. And obviously they played they were awful in the first 3 games. The Flyers are a young team who really doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. I don't hate even looking at Pittsburgh in that type of spot to make the full comeback.
And the beauty part, again, is that what you're banking on here is simply all of these series going 7 games. Because I think especially with Edmonton here, I mean, if you hop on in Edmonton, and the price hasn't changed much from what we were talking about yesterday, you're basically
Which is
expecting
amazing.
You're expecting it good. Now, game 6 is going to be what, in Anaheim, or is it in Edmonton? Where is the next game?
Game 6 is in Anaheim.
It's in Anaheim.
Anaheim.
So because at that point, game 7, we all know what happens in game 7. It's got to be at the very least, Art, what, 50-50? At the very least, although it'll be in Edmonton, right? So the Edmonton will be the slight favorite.
Edmonton.
Yeah. So
Edmonton will be a favorite. Honestly, I think Edmonton will be a good favorite.
60-40?
Edmonton is a favorite now in Anaheim, minus 130. And when they come home, they're going to be about minus 180.
Well, then
which
you're
will
talking
then be
60
bet down
cents.
to minus.
Yeah, you're talking 60 cents then. So 33 to see, you're going to double. All they have to do is win by going, and you don't need them to win games. No. You don't need them to win the series. You are just looking for them to get it to a game 7 because everything reprices at that point. It has to, especially with them being at home. And I think that's huge. Now, can we say the same thing here for this game tonight with Orlando and Detroit? Because right now the number 1 seed is losing 3-1. This is no different than what Edmonton was last night, Prez, where we said, you know what, give me Edmonton at around 32, 33 cents. I expect this thing to go 7 games. It never moved. Well, it makes sense, right? Because you got one more shot at getting it closed out. But an 8 seed in Orlando trading near 70 cents. Forget the points. This is just about, can Detroit get this back home to a game 7? They got to win tonight, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, right? If you're going to be back in Orlando here, or you have them in a series price or whatever the case may be, you're really focusing probably on game 6. Not that they can't win tonight. I mean, they can. Detroit has shown you nothing. I mean, I don't know how they can win 3 straight games.
How are they minus 10 tonight, guys? Like, let's focus on that for a second. They came out at minus 8.
Mm-hmm.
They have been bet up to 10.5 at some spots.
Correct.
What am I missing here?
Franz Wagner has been ruled out, but Art and I were talking about it. That was still baked into the line, Art, at 9.5 when it opened. So, because he pulled his ankle, he twisted the ankle in the 4th quarter, and nobody really was expecting him to play anyway. But that's still, 10 doesn't solve the problem that Detroit has scored less than 100 points in 2 of the 3 games here. So, and barely scored them, right? In game 1. What, they got 101 in game 1. They got 98 in game 2. They got 105 in game 3, and they got 88 in game 4. So how are we supposed to trust them to get any offense to cover this number? I don't get it.
I don't trust Detroit.
It's strange. I'll tell you what else is strange, if we can just go very macro.
Well, but wait a minute. If they win tonight, and forget the spread, from our perspective.
I think they will win tonight. I don't know if they're going to cover that type of number, but look, we saw with the Oilers, it didn't move much. So If Detroit, this isn't a scenario where I'm betting. I think Detroit has a 1 out of 3 chance of winning this series. I don't think that. I think that at down 3-1 in this exact scenario, if this is played out 10 times, I don't think Detroit wins 3 or 4 out of 10. So I think the value ultimately is on Orlando.
Money line tonight.
And given that we witnessed the line barely move when Edmonton won, I think this is a stay away. Just stay away.
I would play, if you think it's going to, because I do think it'll adjust at some particular point here, but I would play Orlando on the money line tonight, Art, instead of laying the 68 cents with them to win the series. Just play them on the money line. And if Detroit wins tonight, though, Prez, again, we're talking a 1-8 seed. It's got to move. What is the Edmonton and Anaheim? That's not a 1 versus 8, is it?
No, it's not. It's right. It's like a 4 versus a 5, technically.
You would think. What would this be if Detroit was up 3-1? I got to believe this would be 90-10, right?
Yeah, 90.
Oh, yeah.
More.
So it's got to reprice is what I'm thinking, Prez. So,
then it's worth, listen, you can't screw up because Detroit's going to win this game tonight.
There you go.
So I'm not loving your Orlando money line bet, and I do understand it. But I think Detroit wins this game tonight, especially without Franz.
What's the money line,
Franz?
Plus 330, Orlando.
Yeah, that's not a good bet.
If you think they're closing it out tonight.
I don't. I don't. I think you're better off taking the Raptors on the money line. Who do you think has a better chance of winning the money line, winning the game tonight? The Raptors or Orlando?
I think Orlando.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I don't think Toronto's going into Cleveland has only lost, 9-10 games at home? They're not losing at home tonight. The problem for Cleveland is they don't travel well. That's the problem with them. So they'll probably win by 300 tonight and then score 80 points again in Toronto and come back for game 7. So that's how I would look at that series. But in all likelihood, I think you're going to get Game 5, Donovan Mitchell dropping 40 points and, Harden to be there and all be well. But then they will absolutely shit the bed in Game 6 in Toronto, Art. It feels like it's zigzag from here on out in that series.
Yeah, you get plus 310 on the Raptors. And if you still like the Raptors maybe to win the series, plus 350.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Now, this is, again, mind you, this is tied at 2 games. Right? This is not a 3-1 situation. Nope. So we're talking about a 2-2, which I'm still laughing that's even that we're even at that, given how bad the first 2 games were there in Cleveland for Toronto. So what is the market here for this? You're saying $3 and change for the series. And this is, look at that, almost 80 cents.
I know, but you can't take that Toronto. You can't take the Toronto because they're likely going to lose tonight.
Correct.
Plus 9.
I agree.
I don't want to walk into these big, you sit there and you're like, okay, sure, Orlando is up 3-1. Great. Sure. Toronto won 2 games. Great. Sure. The Lakers are beating Houston. Great. But when you go back down and actually look at how many plus 9s win in the playoffs,
I agree.
That is just not a good bet.
Well, again, playing team, right? So you got Orlando, an 8 seed. You got, you got Toronto here. That should have been a playing team, actually. What are they, the 6 seed? Taking on
one
5
game,
seed?
Yeah, 1 game.
This is much closer to Edmonton, Anaheim with a 4 versus 5 here. And they're telling you basically the 5 seed, good luck. You ain't winning, not tonight. You ain't winning the series here. If it was reverse, I still don't think Toronto would be 50 cents, Art, if it was if they were up in this series right now. I don't think they would.
I agree.
No way.
Yeah.
Cleveland, too public as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And if you like the Raptors, wait for them to lose tonight.
Wait for
the series.
Exactly correct. Exactly. Because they'll win
game
in
6
Toronto.
and then, and then you take your shot in game 7.
Yep. Love that. Yep. Love it, love
Art.
it, love it.
What else we got? Let's do Bitcoin, and then I guess we'll go through the business and the rundown. So I'm going with under. I think Bitcoin is on a trajectory to drop. We've seen it. It's down. It's down to 76. So I'm gonna go with under. What's my best under? 76.5.
76.5 or 76.5 is what you got right now.
That's where we're going. Take the under.
You think it's going to keep dropping?
I think it's going to keep dropping. Correct.
Okay.
I think that there's no end in sight with the war that's going on, and when I say the war, I mean all 80 of them. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to see it. Listen, it's not going to plummet. I'm sticking to the strategy here. It's going to remain within that 70 zone till August before the run starts. So,
but it's been trending down the whole day here,
yeah,
right?
I think it's going to drop. Art, what do you got to promote, brother?
Well, listen, Friday, we're going to obviously do Derby. And then I was telling Joe before we got on, we're going to do some WNBA win totals. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, but we're going to figure that out in the next couple of days. And then listen, all the daily stuff we do every day, MLB, and then NHL and NBA playoffs.
Art to Caesar, we're lucky to have him. So's his woman. You know why?
OWG,
because
baby.
He's a one-woman guy.
Yeah.
He's a one-woman guy. Art
love it.
to Caesar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Art. Get the hell out of here, bro. Thanks for doing this.
Always
man.
a pleasure.
Art and Joe will be doing the show tomorrow without me. We're all back on Friday. Joe, we ought to take care of some business and hit the rundowns. Let's get to it.
Oh, let's do it.
Joe, I told you I got a big play tonight. It's a 5% NBA play. These are very, very rare. Look, last week I had 2 5% plays, one in NBA, one in NHL. I won them both. But this is literally my 5th of the entire year in NBA. And yes, I am a perfect 4-0 in these 5% NBA plays. I've only had 8 basketball 5% plays, only 8. I'm 7-1 in them. And this is a total. And to give you perspective, I'm on an 8-1, 12-2, and 24-6 totals run. I'm also 11-4 in the NBA playoffs. So, guys, come on. I had a person yesterday in the comment section say, Prez, don't beg people to buy your plays. Stop with the begging. Why? I'm going to beg. I begged you guys to buy that promo yesterday. I ended up winning both my NHL and my NBA play. And I'm begging again. I'm begging because it's better for you if I beg. I'm doing you guys the favor. Please buy my plays and make some money with me. Thank you. There we go, Joe. I got 1 5% NBA play up tonight. I got a baseball play, and I got an NHL total that I freaking love. So head over, grab my bets. What do you got going, Joseph? What do you got going?
Grab his bets, damn it. Just grab them. Grab them by the bets. That's what I'm talking about. 2 Major League Baseball games. 1 4% NBA top play up and available over at WagerTalk.com. Actually on a very good Major League Baseball run here now, hovering around, 64% over the last week or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are starting to pull it in.
You've been kicking ass in baseball the whole way through, right?
Yeah. I was almost 63% last year in the full season. So I fully anticipate having exactly those kinds of numbers again this season. So 2 plays, by the way, not afternoon plays. You got some time with these games. Both of these games start later. So hop on over to our page over at WagerTalk.com. Get the Major League Baseball plays. Get his 5% NBA play, guys. Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go get his plays. Exactly. The guy's been on fire here in the playoffs.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. I just saw a picture of Sydney Sweeney. Okay.
Quite the actress. Have you seen The Hand? Was it The Handmaid? The Maid?
No.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Okay, so I know you're being facetious.
No, it was good. It was good.
Because I watched Christie
Okay.
which is the Christy Martin story. And I'm telling you, Sydney Sweeney is an excellent actress.
Thought she was great.
And I'm not, yeah, like in all, she is unbelievable.
Yep.
To look at, but she is an excellent address.
Well worth it, Press. Watch that one with her.
Say someone like Keanu Reeves, who women love, and he's genuinely a brilliantly nice guy. He can't act at all.
No.
So,
but he always acts the same in every movie, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he's the best Keanu Reeves of all time.
All time. Nobody like him. Nobody plays the straight guy like him.
Dude, I feel that way about a lot of guys. Like, I feel the same about Harrison Ford. You know, I think he's the best Harrison Ford of all time.
Correct.
I even feel that way about Robert De Niro. I'm like, you know, Robert De Niro is regarded as one of the greatest actors of all time. He just plays Robert De Niro.
Correct. But there is serious De Niro and funny De Niro. So there is. Yes.
There is. He does have, there is a little bit of versatility. But I mean, if you want to talk about, you know, the greatest actors, I mean, you got of our generation. I mean, you're talking about Christian Bale and, you know, and Ralph Fiennes and Daniel Day-Lewis,
also very good.
And even, are you ready for this? Robert Downey Jr.
Also very good. Yeah,
his early stuff.
Correct.
And you tell me he's not an exceptional actor.
I agree.
I have no idea how we went there. I had a Sydney Sweeney moment. I apologize.
All good.
NBA rundown. Let's go.
All right, Prez. So we've got a couple of games here tonight. We've talked about the Orlando matchup here with Detroit. And listen, you got 10 now. I think it's going to continue to climb also. But again, I do think that the Franz Wagner injury was already baked into this line. So at this point, the public is hammering the Magic here, grabbing all of these points, and yet this line continues to rise, which is interesting. Somebody is betting the Pistons. If it ain't the public, I'll give you 3 guesses as to why this number keeps rising when the public keeps taking the points. I would also not count on any sort of crazy offensive game here. I think I do like the under in this spot one way or the other. Raptors and the Cavs here. Listen, I think this is zigzag written all over it here, guys. Cavs are going to come home in Game 5. They are tremendous at home. And we've already seen Donovan Mitchell in Game 5s over the last, 4 years, 5 years. He is money. He is going to show up. They are going to have a much better game than they did shooting the ball in Toronto. Toronto will probably be, you can't get any worse than what they were in Game 4. But I do think the Cavs likely win this game rather easily, sending it back to Toronto here. I would also focus on Donovan Mitchell in the prop market because I think, and ladder it up. I think it's 27.5, 28.5 points. I would ladder that thing straight up to 32, 33. I think he's going to have a monster game. And the Lakers are back here tonight. I actually think the Lakers get it done tonight. Reeves looks like he is back. I think the Lakers close out Houston, put them out of their misery, and advance to get destroyed by OKC, Press.
Well, any chance Luka's going to show up against OKC?
OKC, they're hoping, yes. He won't be here for this, but they don't need him for this.
I don't know if they get destroyed by OKC if Luka plays. I mean, I think OKC still wins, but it's not going to be a sweep.
Well, they destroyed him, and that's where he got hurt in OKC, riding a great winning streak. He goes to OKC. All of a sudden, now he's got hamstring problems. They get absolutely demolished by 30, 40 points, and we haven't seen him since. So I hope for his sake, he's healed up and is ready to give it another shot, Prez, but I have my doubts.
Joe, before we go to the rundown, huge announcement. We have officially 246,575 subscribers to our WagerTalk.tv channel over at YouTube. That's
great.
246,000. We are so close to 250,000. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. We'd like to hit 250,000 this week or next. We're right there. So, yeah, wow. I'm so proud of all the talent at WagerTalk and what we have been able to accomplish. And you, my friend, have done a lot of that heavy lifting. Okay. NHL rundown. Let's get to it. 3 games. I like Tampa Bay, guys. Tampa Bay is my favorite side bet of the night. My favorite money line bet of the night. Look, I know this is a hell of a series, and Montreal is playing excellent. They were up 2-0. They could have taken a 3-1 stranglehold on the series, but they didn't. And Tampa Bay dominated the second half of that hockey game. I think Tampa Bay comes home. I think they got momentum. They're a veteran team, and they're, in my opinion, coming off of a hellish playoff home record, which what goes up comes down. What goes down comes up. You know, the stock market, real estate, Bitcoin, everything works itself back to the means. Tampa Bay wins tonight. That's my favorite side play. I think Pittsburgh goes in tonight and puts up a game. I kind of like overtime here. Plus 300 for OT, Pittsburgh and Philly. And I feel like if Pittsburgh can win tonight, they win the series. And I think Philadelphia is just maybe too young a hockey team and might wilt under the pressure. So yeah, kind of like Pittsburgh. I do like overtime in that game, and I like under in that game as well, 5.5. As for Utah and Vegas, I think Vegas gets it done here, guys. Minus 165. But I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes to overtime, so I don't like that in regulation, but I think Vegas gets it done. Joe, MLB rundown, all yours. Go Blue Jays.
I'm saying, Brad, I hope we do get a couple of Game 7s there, especially with Pittsburgh and Philly, because those fan bases deserve it. All right, here we go.
No, they don't.
Oh, yes,
Pittsburgh does not deserve it.
You are
They got
just
Lemieux.
bitter.
They got Crosby.
Bitter.
Screw that shit.
Bitter. Speaking of bitter, Prez told you yesterday everyone loves a Kikuchi, and he's on the mound here today with the Angels taking on the White Sox a little afternoon. Far be it for me not to back the Kikuchi here today. Rays and Guardians also early afternoon baseball. Rasmussen versus Gavin Williams. Listen, I can only score 1 run last night. I don't know how they're scoring a whole lot more runs in this one here. Total's already down to 6.5. Yeah, I think still an under in that spot there. Mariners and Twins. Kirby versus Taj Bradley. Wouldn't be shocked if we start getting some runs in this series. I like the over. Yankees calling up the rookie Rodriguez Cruz to throw today here against the Rangers and Nathan Eovaldi. I do like the under in that one. Red Sox and Blue Jays. Heck, it's Bayo on the mound. He's bound to put up or give up some runs. I think the over is good there. Dodgers lost 2-1 as a $3 favorite yesterday. Well, they're a $2.30 favorite here against Sandy. I'm not buying it. I'm taking the under, too. Under 8.5. Certainly the under in the first 5 there. Cubs, Padres. Cubs got it done yesterday. Jameson Taillon versus Waldron here. I think the Cubs can get another one back at Petco. The O's and the Astros. Lambert versus Bassett. These are 2 gas cans. I'm going back to the over here tonight. Rockies and Reds. I do like the Reds here to get it done. I like the Phillies to continue their winning ways. I think the Pirates and the Cardinals are I'm going to take the Pirates. I don't care. I'm going to take the Mets over the Nationals, the Brewers over the Diamondbacks, and I'm going to take the Tigers over the Braves. And maybe the best player of the night, Prez. Severino's pitching in Sacramento for the Athletics today against the Royals. Yeah, there might be some runs finally for the Royals on the board tonight.
Yeah, you love Severino, bro.
Love fading him. You know what you're getting, especially when he pitches in that minor league park.
Every 5 days we hear his name out of your mouth. Okay, let's get to the mailbag section of the show. Kadeen writes he doesn't know what's better, the sloppy parlay throwback or sexy devil. Well, you just wait. You just wait.
Yep.
Auto City.
Don't
this
forget
is one
Whack a
of the-
Beaver. That's coming too. Whack a Beaver's good.
Yes.
Yep, very impressive. Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to whack a beaver? We should call it Whack a Kikuchi. Auto City. This is one of the best shows on WagerTalk and betting podcast on YouTube, in my opinion. I really appreciate that, Auto City. I just don't understand why we're only one of the best shows on WagerTalk. Joe, WagerTalk's got unbelievable shows.
Correct.
We're by far the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, the best. That's right, Auto City. Not one of the. But we are appreciative of you.
We should rename the show that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the best betting show ever. D-Money. I about choked up my dinner randomly seeing the sloppy parlay love. Oh, man. That's so great. You know what? Honestly, like, she's not real, right?
No, she does not exist. Well, she exists in Mark Zeno's mind, but no, she's not a person you're going to run into at Applebee's. No.
Okay. Yankees with LOL. I got to tell you guys, if you can't laugh, it's just, life's not worth it.
Nope.
All I want is to laugh, dude. Ryan wrote the Prez lost yesterday on his over 5.5 in the Penguins Flyers game, but hit the money line on the Penguins. So shout out to Ryan for letting people know about my free play record for yesterday.
Damn.
M-Dub wants some more sloppy parlays. I'll tell you what, M-Dub, we're going to end the show with it. What else? Prez dominates the hardwood. Yeah, Prez has been completely dominating the hardwood. Nicholas, stop begging for people to buy your stuff. My response to him, why? And then Joe says, Caesar wants to know he's holding a cash out on Denver to win the series or let it ride. The problem, Caesar, is we don't know what ticket you're holding. You know, are you holding a ticket for Denver to win the series from the beginning? Are you holding it at plus number when they were down? We need a little bit more information to give you advice on that. Joe, any thoughts there?
Well, if he's referring to the predictive markets, like he's got a ticket and he listened to us and got in on Denver there before game 5 at 30, 25, 30 cents on what it was. And now you're trying to figure out, do I wait one more game and hold it or cash it out prior? That's a decision you got to make. I mean, you're not cashing out a sportsbook future ticket on him because they're going to pay you pennies on the dollar. So, I would ride it out. I think Denver is going to get it to a game 7, at which point then you can make the decision to cash it out or ride it through.
Havsky writes, the over in the 5.5 in the Penguins game, they missed 3 empty netters.
Oof.
He threw himself on the floor 3 times. So Havsky, next time you're in desperate need of an empty netter, try standing on one leg.
Good point.
With one arm up in the air like this. That should help.
Yep.
Yeah, that should help. That's a little trick I learned a long time ago, Joe.
I like that.
Yeah, but it's got to be on your weaker leg. So for me, it's standing on the left leg with the right arm in the air. So that should get you your empty netter. It got me 2 last night. Okay, bro.
That it?
We done?
I think we're done. Shall we let her take it out? Let her take it home.
Let the sexy woman sing, baby.
Let's
go. Oh my God, I just wanted to send a shout out to my favorite handicapper at WagerTalk, Mark Zeno. I've got your big ticket waiting for later, so call me. Let's make a sloppy parlay together.
It's so groovy.
Yeah.
I can't leave. This is a #1 hit.
Tell me about it.
So you better get. We need one for all 3 of us.
It's coming.
Why are we promoting Mark Zeno all the time?
It's coming, Press.
Sexy devil.
Ready to hit it to the bridge. Come on.
Sexy devil. We're still here, everyone. We can't even leave.
No, we can't. Okay. We're out of here, though. Enjoy.
Take us home. Oh, my God.